Welcome back to the Modern Warfare 2 Online Pro Circuit Live. Guys, we're about to kick off game number 3 with Influence versus AOX. We just saw an impressive game by Influence yet again on Search and Destroy, a game type that Art of Execution favors a lot. So huge win by Influence. They've just come out the gates showing that they can compete at a high level after coming off this loss we've been talking about with Extravagant. They're trying to return to the championship, and they're either going to do it this game 3 or we're going to see AOX get back on the board. Astro, what is some of the play that you've been seeing that has just been outstanding so far this evening?
Well, Influence is just playing smart, and for me, what I've seen them do this entire match is they kind of bait and switch really well, or they, like right there at the very end of that game, we saw Kaz kind of peek his head up, he took a shot, but instead of running away, he just went right back at it, and he really caught AOX off guard, and just managed to line up both players there for the game-winning kill. He pulled out the double kill. It was a great play, and that's what they've been doing. Both rounds, they've just been, they peek. They're sitting there peeking at, at AOX around corners, and AOX takes a shot and doesn't expect them to come back out. So they're doing a great job of doing that right now.
That was so sneaky. After taking a shot like that, you would never think to come back running up back the escalator and take out a two-piece like that. Got to give props to him. We're kicking it off, game number 3 with High-Rise Demolition. High-Rise Demolition, you got to watch out for the advantageous spot of being on top of the helipad. If you can get a Dominant Slayer on top of the helipad, you can control a lot of the spawn points on both sides of the map. So look for players to get on that side or immediately up there as soon as they can, and look for the other team to try to rid that player off of the top helipad. What are some other things you got to watch out for on Demolition High-Rise, Astro?
Well, this is a map that sort of favors the offensive side, so you really want to make sure you win your offenses. On the defensive side, you really have to make sure you keep middle map control and make sure that you always have players in the middle of the map. If your whole entire team ends up spawning back in your first initial spawn towards the back of the buildings here inside the offices, it's going to be a really rough going for your team on the defensive side. So you just got to make sure that you don't get caught back there.
Let's kick it off with Influence, our top team. They're the guys that have everything to prove right now to try to get back in this championship matchup, and they are playing at a high level right now. Let's put our player camera on. Let's watch a little bit of Brim or Kaz after that amazing performance there at the end of Search and Destroy to close that out 4-0. Let's put the player camera on him. And he already is taken out, so we'll switch it back to him as soon as he gets spawned back in. Right there, gets taken out by Sinister. We're moving on to Demolition. It's a quicker, fast type game here. And Pluto right now moving through the basement, trying to get behind B. I like the movement that he's got here. He's got Marathon stopping power. He put away Lightweight. And let's see if he's going to be able to get an early bomb site B plant. Azure, what do you like to go here? Do you get the time extension at A, or do you try to knock out B, the harder one, right away?
Well, typically you probably want to go towards B, because it is a tougher bomb site to grab. You probably want to give it a couple goes over there on the B side, and if you fail, then you want to make that A push. But it looks like Pluto did manage to get a bomb down at B. He was being kind of sneaky as AOX was stacking the A side right there. And looks like Fizzerp is set up on top of that helicopter, like you said. You want to kind of gain position up there. Pluto's moving up towards their side as well on the B side. So it looks like Influence is set up on that B side right now, and they're looking to take that harder bomb position early on here, Quiz.
Fizzerp, top of the helipad. He's got that Scar FMJ. I love that gun, especially on the PlayStation 3. I don't know if it's me or not, but I feel like that gun is so sweet on the PlayStation 3. As you just saw Glacier pick up 2 headshots there, back to back. One of them on Fizzerp. Ace is trying to get a defuse on it, but it looks like they're going to get that nade off. And did they get it? They did. Sinister was able to defuse the bomb with AOX with the time ticking down with a couple seconds. What a clutch play on behalf of AOX. And they're trying to turn around and not put in the white flag here too early. I'm liking their style. I like that AOX is still trying to come out here and fight after a disappointing loss, both game 1 and number 2.
Yeah, it looks like AOX right here, they're on host, and it looks like they're taking advantage of that. Glacier right now kind of mopping everybody up, and they're doing a great job of kind of gaining control back from Influence, as you saw there on the B site. Looks like Pluto here is going to rush out, trying to make an A push. Like I said, they made that B push early. Right now, it's probably time for them to make that A push and get the easier bomb site.
Let's see here, a minute and 20 seconds left. They've got to do something, like you said, you got to get the time extension, guys. That's the most important thing. It'll allow you to set up on the next bomb site. Because they went for bomb site B so early in the game, they took the risk of not setting up to get A. And here Kaz gets taken out on the bomb site right next to Sinister. And it looks like AOX is fending them off pretty well so far. Other than that early bomb site B plant, they have not let them set up at either A or bomb site B to get that bomb off in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, and right now it looks like they're dealing with just a little bit of network lag, but remember we do have 18 players here. We are pushing the PlayStation Network to all it is worth. It's a great thing to play on the PlayStation Network. The lag is minimal, and it's just a great network to play on. Like I said, it's just, you know, every now and then you have 18 players in the lobby. We're going to close it up for these pro circuit matches. We're going to get a little bit of lag. Looks like it's recovered pretty well right now, and Influence is going to make that A push once again.
Certainly a variable. All the players that compete in the online pro circuit have to come through. It's a loop that everybody's got to go through, and it looks like Koz is about to get a plant here with 12 seconds left. He's going to get that bomb side plant off at A there, and with 10 seconds left on the clock, they moved in, but AOX saw what happened there, and everybody was able to converge on bomb site A, clear it off, and it looks like AOX, with everybody now spawning for Influence, is going to get the defuse on that. They do. 4 seconds clicking down on the side, and Influence was not able to get a bomb site plan on either one, as AOX is going to take the round win there. So now if AOX can play offense aggressively, we're going to see them come up big here. That was huge. You got to win your defense. Like you said, it's always important to win your defense. But now let's see if they can separate themselves, turn on the engines here, and get a round-winning kill here. Let's switch sides to AOX, our player camera, over to the bottom team. They're playing as the Rangers tonight. And let's see who's hot right now for AOX. Let's put it on Clayster. He's 12-5. He's had the engines turned up from the very get-go of this match, and he's getting on top of the billboard here. Interesting move, but a very advantageous spot to overlook the entire map as he gets that jump on top Ellie's.
Yeah, right now he's making that move, and that's a good jump by Clayster right now. And for some of those amateur players out there, that's a nice move that you can make when that whole left side of the map is clear. And right here, we see him pick up a kill, and it looks like he's going to try and go for the two-piece, which he does there.
Nice.
It's that two-piece in the elevator. Great move by Clayster. He's the only one up right now for his team, so looks like he's going to push into the other team's spawn here.
He's on fire right now.
Yep, that's all 4 down for
three-piece right there. Astro, I had to call it out. Sorry, he had the two kills with the Sentry, followed up with an unkill, a 3-piece, allowing AOX to set up at A. And now Clayton's got the wrap, setting up at spawn, going to try to hold him back. Takes out Fizzard, chucks a couple stunts to slow him down. Doesn't get hit markers on, but he's going to stay in that position. And this has allowed AOX to get a bomb site plant on both A and B. And if you set up in this spawn trap, you keep him back in this corner, Influence is not going to be able to get out and get it, but it looks like they want underground. Fizzard, they come up, pop up out Clayster, and whoo, some good play by AOX as far as the setups, man.
Yeah, man, it's going to be tough for us to keep up with these guys the way they're playing right now. Looks like AOX did a textbook setup right there. Once they had 4 down, that's the exact thing that you don't want to do, and that's what I talked about earlier in the broadcast here right before this map. When you're spawning back in your own office building, you're kind of screwed if you have all players back there, and that's what happened here. AOX put both bomb sites down and set up on that spawn, and see, quick game when that happens.
And Hastro, AOX lives to see another day as they come through on Demolition High Rise in Game 3 and absolutely just put the hands on Influence. So Influence was not able to cap it off with a 3-0 win. We're going to move on to a Game 4, but before we do, break down the scoreboard and tell us who the game changers were there, because really, looking at the scoreboard, it looks like everybody on AOX was chipping in weight. Yeah,
that's exactly right. Everybody on AOX was kind of putting in their own 2 cents into that game, drop some kills. So what we saw there is Sinister actually came across with the highest score total, so it means he put some bombs down or defused a couple, and on the other side, it looks like it's just pretty dismal. So basically, it was really good for the AOX side on the entire team, and it was really poor on the other side for Influence. But Influence is about to take off and take their host, so let's see what they can do.
You're watching the Modern Warfare 2 Online Pro Circuit Live, brought to you by the PlayStation. Guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Don't miss out. Don't leave, because we got Game 4 coming up, where AOX is going to try to take another game from Influence to push it to a Game 5, or Influence is going to try to close this match up and advance to the championship. We'll be back after this short break.